Hey, it's your real estate geek, Andrew Finney here. So we're back today with real estate trends, and today's topic is millennials. We're going to be taking a look at why millennials are entering the real estate market and why they're not. They face a lot of challenges out there, and you may be aware of some of those challenges. Now, if you're a home seller looking to sell to a millennial, because they do comprise over 34% of all U.S. home buyers, then this video is for you. And if you are a millennial out there, weigh in on this and tell us what you're thinking in the comment section below. So let's get into 10 quick facts about millennial home buyers that you should know. So number one quick fact is that millennials are the largest group of home buyers. As I mentioned a moment ago, you have 34% of all U.S. home buyers are millennials, and they actually constitute a whopping 66% of all first-time home buyers. So what does this mean for you? Well, if you're selling a home, that means that you need to be very, very well aware of what millennials are expecting in their new home, as along with how to attract a millennial home buyer and the challenges that they're facing so that you can better work with them to sell your home and move on with your life as well. So if you're a millennial out there right now and you're a first-time home buyer or you are looking to buy a home, tell us some of the challenges that you're facing and what you think about the following 9 quick facts. So quick fact number 2 is that home ownership is a part of the American dream for millennials. Some people said that it's not because they've been a little bit delayed entering the real estate market. There's good reasons for that. You know, you have 65% of all millennials associate home ownership with the American dream. At the same time, with skyrocketing home prices, mortgage rate, interest rates, student loan debts, those type of factors all combine to make a perfect storm that make it very difficult for a millennial home buyer, especially the student loan debts. Those are a big challenge for a lot of us out there and a lot of millennials that are looking to buy a home. Yet with the realities of marriage and with the reality of having kids, it's kind of like an adrenaline shot to get them into the market, and that's what they're looking at right now, is how best to do that. So quick fact number 3 is actually more millennials want to buy a home in about 5 years from now. And that's pretty interesting. So, you know, they're planning right now. They're 5 years out from what the largest congregation of them are looking to do to buy a home. A lot of millennials are in the market now. I've worked with quite a bit of them this last year in the Las Vegas market. So they're definitely out there looking. But it's important to understand how this is shaping real estate across the country, and not only here in Las Vegas, but everywhere, so that you know how to attract that millennial buyer. And if you're a millennial home buyer, really want to hear from you about your thoughts on this. So less than 10% of millennials actually plan to buy within the next 1 year, but they are planning to buy. About a third of them are planning to buy in the next 3 to 5 years. So slightly less than 2% said they were never going to buy. So you have 98% of millennials that definitely going back to quick fact number 2, with home ownership being the American dream. So that's important to note. So I guess those other 2% are just going to dig in the hills, live in the basement of their parents' house or in the attic or something like that until their golden years and decide what they want to do. Quick fact number 4, millennials are far more likely to shop for a home online. That should come as no surprise with the advent of the iPhone and everything coming around. And some of us older generations, we remember when there weren't any cell phones, and we remember the little bag phones and the brick phones, and good times, right? Boy, oh boy, has our world changed, and it's hopefully changing for the better. But with the technology in our life, millennials take great advantage of that, and it's important to understand that, because if you're looking to sell your home, then you need to understand that professional photography is key. Having mobile-friendly websites is key. Having the ability to quickly set an appointment, because a millennial may actually be driving in your community looking at the phone and want to set an appointment. They might call the agent on the sign. They might call an agent off, let's say Zillow or something, after reading their reviews and finding a good real estate consultant for them. Or they may actually have a real estate agent that was referred to them by a friend or family member. So it's important to be ready for them when they're out there shopping. So that brings us actually one more little factoid on that. 77% of the silent generation only use the cell phone, with 100% of the millennials. So that's the factoid on that. 100% of millennials will use their online methods, whether it's a cell phone or whether it's actually a desktop computer, to help them find their new place. So quick fact number 5 is that most millennials will visit a home after viewing it on a smartphone. Goes back to quick fact number 4. Those professional photography are extremely important, and the way that this is rounded out is that it says that 58% of these 58% of millennials tend to use smartphones to view the listings, compared to 46% of Generation Xers and 33% of older baby boomers. So this is really important as a real estate trend to take note of and to acknowledge, and how best to position your home and frame it out for being the most attractive property to the millennial out there. So quick fact number 6 is actually millennials are attracted to professional looking listings. This is really important. Can't stress this enough. Your real estate agent that you work with to sell your home should be getting professional photography done on your house at all times. And there's no excuse for the price of photography. There's no excuse for not having professional photography and at least 35 high-grade photos. And in conversation with millennial homebuyers, they really do prefer those listing photos actually be in some kind of a linear fashion so they can get an idea from the photos. You walk in the front door, what are you going to see to your left? What are you going to see to your right? What are you going to see straight ahead? And actually make the notes, and this comes onto your listing agent now, to make the notes in the MLS to ensure that they're describing what the home buyer is seeing in the picture itself. And if you're a millennial home buyer, tell us how this helps you whenever you're looking online and what it makes you think of the home, whether you choose to see the home or not, or whether you choose to move on to the next home. Tell us what's most appealing to you about the photography and share it with our community so that we can all help each other and help the real estate industry across the United States just be better for both sellers and buyers and put everybody into a good position. So 76% of the millennials actually do a drive-by of the home whenever they looked at the professional level listing photographs. So it's very important to know, because after you have 76% of them, then you turn around and have 2/3, so essentially 66% actually called an agent or got with their agent to set an appointment to go see the home and do a walkthrough of the home. So that's really important to know. Quick fact number 7 is that millennials prefer new home construction over resale. And this one's a little bit mind-boggling. I get why they would prefer it, because they don't have to worry about the electrical, the plumbing, the roof, the age of the components of a home, or a lot of the renovation costs that come with bringing the homes up to what they're expecting in their new place. At the same time, with rising new home costs, it makes it very difficult and less affordable for them. They're essentially being priced out of the market in the new home construction, so they are turning to resale. I do think that, in my honest opinion, that we'll probably be seeing more millennials buying resale homes than new home construction unless the price of new home construction comes down. That brings us to quick fact number 8. Millennials are more likely to move sooner. Whereas a lot of the older generations would prefer to keep their home for 10 years or longer, millennials are actually found that about 70% of them think of a home as a stepping stone to the next home that they really want. So that first home purchase that a lot of millennials are out there looking for are really going to be their 6 to 10 year home. On average, they're saying about 6 years is expected for the millennial to live in that home before they decide to buy something new. And that's pretty interesting, because we'll get to it in a moment, but I actually did a video a week or two ago about millennials creating a suburban lifestyle, and I think that we're going to see a lot more of the suburban communities. I've gone ahead and put up the links up there so you can go ahead and check out that quick video if you want to find out more about what a suburban is. I think that we'll see that more often, because you have more and more millennials that are looking to move out of the city and have the conveniences of the city, but the affordability of a suburb or rural area. So that brings us to quick fact number 9, which is actually the amenities millennials cannot live without. Now, if you're watching this right now and you're considering selling your home sometime in the next 1 to 5 years, when a lot of these millennials are going to be hitting the market, then it's really important to understand the improvements and the renovations that could benefit you in getting your home done. And I'll go ahead and pop up another link about the top 5 renovations that you can do that actually maximize your return on investment, and do some more videos about that in the future. So millennials are actually very, very, very specific about what they want in their future home. A large kitchen is in the top priority of that list, and they like it to be an open flow, because you have a family, or you have a millennial out there, they have friends, they want to entertain, they may be planning on growing a family, they want to have kind of that open concept feel from the large kitchen into their family room, so that they can enjoy the company and not feel excluded and feel very tied in. They're very not tight-knit group, even though some people may say differently because they use the internet and the iPhone so much and the smartphone so much, but that's just not the case. I mean, people are people, and we click together as the human tribe, if you will, and we just want to make sure that we keep that top of mind when we're thinking about renovations for your new home. A large kitchen, or at least ways a highly upgraded kitchen with all your fixtures in place, nice fixtures, nice hardware on the cabinets, a good color palette. A good color palette is staying away from the lighter woods in most cases, unless it's white or antiqued white, or gray for that matter. A lot of millennials seem to be preferring the darker woods as opposed to oaky wood. And you know what I'm talking about when we talk about the oaky wood, that golden the goldish color. So if you have that now, you might want to consider having it stripped down, refinished, or just replacing the cabinets overall. Probably a better option as a cost-saving tip just to have it sanded down and refinished. So that actually the other thing that they're looking for, they would love, about 46% of them would love that luxury kitchen. So we're still on that kitchen, and eco-friendly is another thing that kind of tops the list, especially with the appliances and rising utility costs. Keep in mind that if you're going to be selling your home, a lot of millennials are going to love you if you're leaving everything, your refrigerator, your washer, your dryer, and especially if they're eco-friendly, going to help them save some money on their monthly bills. They're going to greatly appreciate you. And there's about 46% of millennials are saying that they would appreciate having solar power on a home. Now that brings up an interesting point, because I've worked with millennials here in the Las Vegas market, and obviously we get a lot of sun here in Las Vegas. And there's a lot of solar lease programs out there, and some millennials are going to care about that lease and some aren't going to care about that lease. But if you actually own your solar panels, they're probably going to like that. Now, obviously solar panels right now can be extremely expensive, so I wouldn't suggest going out of the way to do that unless that was something that you already have or something that's already been on your plans for your purposes of owning your home. You may consider a solar lease very, very prudently and very, very wisely, and take a very close look at that contract, if not contacting an attorney to actually review that contract with you as well. You need to be careful about some of those solar leases out there. It's up to you whether it's a good shake or not. So just do your research on that if that's something that's on your horizon, and check those reviews of the company that you're entertaining. So that brings us actually to another quick fact about the millennial home buyers, is that the down payment is very, very challenging, and it goes back to what millennials want in their home in point 9, with 70% of millennial home buyers really do want brand new appliances in their home, and not just some cheap appliances, some Energy Star rated, nice eco-friendly appliances. So quick fact number 10 is that most millennials are not urban dwellers. This brings up that suburban lifestyle. And right now, if you're probably wondering, Andrew, what the heck is a suburban lifestyle? You know, I put that link up. Definitely check out the video. It's really cool. Essentially, it's whenever you have an urban area that meets a suburb, they have a baby, they call it suburban. And it's pretty interesting because it seems like right now King of Prussia and Pennsylvania are leading the charge on the suburban dwelling lifestyle, and I'm noticing a little bit more and more tailoring in some of the newer developments of the city here in Las Vegas, and maybe you've noticed it in your city. And if you have, tell us what you're seeing and what your observations and opinions are in the link below. It's essentially building a type of self-sustained community so that everything is within walking distance. Oddly enough, or interestingly enough, millennials are very conscientious of their commute time to work. They want to make sure they're not stuck in traffic for 2 hours or an hour or 30 minutes. They want to be as close as possible to their work and still have the type of lifestyle that they want in their personal life with their homes. So it's important to take stock of that. 80% of millennials actually live out of what's called the urban core. So living close to their job is important, and proximity to work is the most important factor that a lot of millennials are leaning towards whenever they choose their new neighborhood. And then they start looking at the lifestyle amenities. Where's the gym, if they do that? Where's the dry cleaner, if they use that? Where's the eateries? Where's their grocery shopping? You know, what type of entertainment is in the area? There's all these different things that go into the millennial mindset. And lastly, of course, let's go ahead and give props to Robert Clark at BuzzBuzzNews for his wonderful article where all this great information has come from today. And you can check it out on BuzzBuzzNews. I put the link down below to Robert Clark's article titled 10 Facts You Need to Know About U.S. Millennial Home Buyers. And if you've enjoyed this video, give us those thumbs up. If you learned something new, let us know in the comment section below. And by all means, share it around. You never know who this video is going to be able to help. Looking forward to coming back and chatting with you again soon. Enjoy an amazing day.